you are coming in. Okay, turn it on first, that'll help. Before we start, a quick reminder about social media posting. We ask there is none during the broadcast part of the press conference. Daily's briefing embargo till 10:30 tonight. Squad news has been sent to everyone, so you should all have it. Roger, do you want to get us started? Thank you.
Hello again, Mauricio. First of all, you've got the squad news through already in terms of the injuries, but in terms of your selection, how much of a balance do you have to make between the importance of this fixture against West Ham and looking ahead to Tuesday against Ajax?
Yes, I think it's still a little bit unlucky. We cannot recover players for the game tomorrow. And then we need to assess still some player. This afternoon we'll see if some player can be available or not. We came from a very busy period schedule and of course it's a lot of fatigue on the team. But I think, again, all our decision is going to be focused in trying to win the game tomorrow because it's the most important game. We cannot think in Tuesday. All the decision that we are going to take for tomorrow game is because we need to provide the team good energy, the capacity to fight from the first moment, and we need player no 100, if not 200% focus in tomorrow, because for me it's the most important game. Without tomorrow, it's not Tuesday. I think that is why it's so important after a very busy period to assess the player. Of course, that we are a little bit, not worried, but of course, pay attention a little bit more because it's so important to provide the team the best tools and fresh legs and fresh mind to try to be close to win, because now the most important game is West Ham.
You also said the focus is on West Ham. Have you had to remind the players, because the Champions League semi-final is an absolutely huge match for them and for the club, for the history of the club. Has it been easy to make sure that their minds are focused on playing West Ham?
No, it's conscious. I think it's easier to think and say, yes, West Ham is important, and then start to think after West Ham, start to think in Ajax. But in your inconscient, it's not easy to manage, to handle that situation. That is why I think we must to be tough and strong in our idea to translate to the player that the most important is tomorrow. Is for me, if you say to me which game is more important, tomorrow is more important than Tuesday, because tomorrow is going to be for me key or decisive, the possibility to be on the top four, and we want to be on the top four, and we want to be on the next Champions League, and of course after Tuesday is going to be important when arrive Tuesday, but we must to be I think concentrate in the game of tomorrow, because it's a derby, because when you play a derby it's more than a game for our fans, and because it's a massive thing playing for the next season. To be in the top four is a massive achievement on the end if we are capable to get. Because it's so important to Tuesday, that is why I think the concentration and the focus must to be 200% tomorrow if we want to arrive in good condition after Tuesday to be competitive again in the semi-final of Champions League.
Your players, of course, have this huge match against West Ham to think about ahead of Tuesday. Ajax, in the meantime, will be given the weekend off. The Dutch authorities have postponed their fixture. Would you like, as Danny Rose has said, the Premier League to have done something similar for you?
I know it's difficult, no? I understand that in this type of situations, everyone can have their opinion. I know very well that the Premier League and the FA Cup try to help us to have the help to prepare the semi-final. But it's true that the Premier League is completely different to the Dutch league, or football in Europe is completely different than England. I think, yes, the fact or the reality is that they are going to have more time to prepare and avoid risk, because when you play Saturday and then you must play Tuesday, when you compete and you compete in a derby game and playing for big things, of course always the concentration and the effort is massive. Always you can take some problems, you have some problems, but it's not a complaint. Only the fact is that I think it's not fair. Like it will be in the opposite. If we have 1 week to prepare the semi-final and Ajax is playing Saturday, in my mind is going to be the same, thinking the same. That is not fair for them. It's not. I don't want to create a debate, or I don't want to create a polemic. It's only the fact is playing a semi-final, a Champions League semi-final. I think both teams must have the same time to prepare. The game. But, we need to accept. It's not a thing that to complain. We are in England. England is different. We are in the best and the tougher competition on the world, because I think to play here in England in the Premier League and with the two competition plus Europe is the most tougher competition on the world. But you need to accept that and not complain, and be sure that with our decision, we can help the player and the team to arrive and be competitive in all the games.
You say you accept the situation, but do Ajax have an advantage then going into Tuesday?
A priori, always is better to have time to be focused today in Tuesday game against Tottenham, because you are not preparing the game in your league. Like for us, we are thinking after Manchester City in try to beat West Ham. We are not thinking in Ajax. It's completely different. We must start to think in Ajax after the game tomorrow. That is an advantage. Sometimes yes. Can be a disadvantage because you have too much time to prepare. Sometimes yes. I will tell after the game. What is sure that the reality or the fact is that they are going to avoid risk. That we are going to take risk because when you compete 3 days before the game and you must win a game that you must win if you want to be on the top 4 next season, and you are fighting for big things, and on the end it's an emotional game because it's against West Ham. Of course, always the effort is massive. But that is why we are excited. We are so motivated. It's a massive challenge for us. That is the reality. We describe the reality, but we are going to be competitive, and we are not going to complain. Happen what happened on the end of the game.
Just finally from me, just in terms of the new stadium, so many times we came here during the season and asked you about when you finally move in, will there be a difficult settling in period? We've seen teams struggle going into a new home. Could you have imagined that it would go as well as it has done so far? 4 wins, no goals conceded.
It's always in my mind was the best things, that can happen. I told you, if you can go back and listen what I told you, because in my mind always I am open to invite the positive things, and I am so positive. Always we joke with Daniel, because Daniel said to me in every single meeting, Gafa, you are so positive. And he's in the opposite. Sometimes it's too much negative, no? Yes, but it's in your ADN, in your nature. I always wait the best from the people that have in front, from the situation you can discover the new things that you can discover. Always you expect the best. I am a very positive person that to move to the new stadium, of course, that can be negative, but it's not in my mind. Only I think that can be positive, and was positive for us. It was a massive boost for the team, for the club, for the fans. You must to be positive and take risks if you want to win. If not, it's difficult to get something special on life, not only football.
Broadcast, Karen. Mauricio, the PFA Team of the Year was announced. No Tottenham players involved in that. What's your reaction to that? And if you could pick a Team of the Year, would it all just be Tottenham players?
Yeah, but that is decide the same players. You know, the player decide the PFA. That is the player decision. It's not my decision. It's not my vote. It's not the manager. It's not the fans. That in between them, they choose the best player. What I can say, what I can do, or I cannot say absolutely nothing, because the player vote and the player vote the best player on Premier League. You must to accept what they say. Of course, that you would love to have your player there, But what I can say, nothing. Only to accept the result of the vote.
One of the players leading to be the player of the year in many of the nominations this year is Raheem Sterling. He's revealed that he voted for Harry Kane. What was your reaction?
Sorry,
he voted for Harry Kane.
Raheem Sterling voted for Harry Kane for Player of the Year.
Yes. Okay. That is the decision of the player from them. You never know why. I don't have the possibility to talk with him and why was his decision was to give the vote to Harry Kane. It's many things that happen that we don't know in between their relationship, and of course Harry Kane. We know very well that he's one of the best striker or the best player on England, and now he's injured, but I hope that he's with us as soon as possible.
Very important to this side yet now, and has had a real breakthrough season, is Sissoko. Can you give us an idea on when he might possibly be able to come back on the bench, and a full update on Harry? Have you got any?
Yes, I think we need to assess day by day if Musa is the same that the other injured players. Hope as soon as possible before the end of the season can be available again. This is for the next better than the after next, Now is not too much time, but hope his evolution and his rehab is doing well, and hope as soon as possible can be again integrate with the team.
And how's Harry's development?
Harry Kane, no Harry Wynn. You ask me both. Yes, are okay. They are so motivated to try to recover as soon as possible. With all that we are playing today in the period that we are, it's always tough for the player to be out. For Lamela, for Sergio Aurier, Harry Wings, and I miss someone. Musa. Yes, yes. It's so difficult because it's so exciting moment for the club, for the team, and you need to see yourself outside of the squad, outside of the not involved on the games. It's so tough, it's so sad for them, but all together we try to keep pushing them, helping them. I think being focused, because I think they can arrive. If we are some lucky and we performance in the way that we want, maybe all these players that we are talking today, they have the possibility to play before the end of the season, that we finish the season, and that is a massive motivation. They must to think that they can help the team before to finish the season.
Question. Full marker in the new stadium without conceding any goal. How important is that ahead of the big game in semi-final Champions League to keep how important is to keep that record?
Should be and will be massive. If we are capable to keep the record in the first 4 games, it's going to be amazing, and we are going to be so happy to finish with the same record. Playing the next, I think we have 3 games. Yes, the next 3 games. Yes, I signed now to keep the same record. And of course, it's going to be so helpful for us, and it's going to be fantastic. But we know very well that it's going to be tough. Tomorrow is going to be a massive game, tough game. We must to be sure that we are going to compete in our best Yes, but of course, like you say, will be a fantastic news for us in the next 3 games at home to keep the same record that we had before.
After going to the semi-final of the Champions League, is there any changing of priorities for you now? Top 4?
No, my priority is tomorrow. I promise you. And I promise that my focus is and my interest is in tomorrow. We are not thinking in Tuesday. Of course, that we can talk about Tuesday, but my focus is about tomorrow. It's about to get the 3 points. We need to be sure that we are focused and not thinking in different things. That to get the 3 points is going to be tough. We know very well that it's going to be tough, and how important it is to get the 3 points for be on the top 4. That is going to be a massive achievement. And always, if you win, always is better to arrive to go to play in a semi-final of in the Champions League with good feelings. That I think is the most important. Maybe a little bit tired, but in a good mood, with good energy. Always is better than to arrive fresh in a bad mood or not in a good dynamic. And that is why tomorrow, if someone is listening me now, players or fans, is thinking in tomorrow, not in another day. And tomorrow is going to be must to be the most important thing. Don't worry, because we need to take the best decision. We need to put fresh legs, fresh mind, and the players that maybe are not in their best, maybe tomorrow are going to be on the bench or is going to be outside of the list. But for sure that we are going to try to take the best decision to be sure that we are going to compete in our best tomorrow.
We should Ali and then Emma. Okay, go Ali, Emma. Cool. Got to raise your hand for. Otherwise I don't need my question.
Make eye contact and nod. Sorry.
No, Ali.
Mauricio, can I just ask you about Eric Lamela? You started the season so well, but it feels like another season where we're kind of maybe talking more about injuries than him on the pitch. I mean, how frustrating has that been for you and him?
I think we feel the same. Him, his family, us, I think the club, everyone, we feel very sad about his situation today because, he's very disappointed. We are disappointed. On the end, it's a situation that only we can be strong, thinking and try to find solutions and help him, and he is him in the same way. He's thinking in to try to find solution and be open to improve and try to be fit to try to help the team. It's true that in that moment when we have the most important period on the season, and when you need all squad fit to help to achieve the thing that we want, it's true that it's hard to have him, a player that can be important or can help the team to achieve that things out of the squad, but hope that can be available before the end of the season.
So a very quick question about Juan Foyth. You played him on the right against Manchester City. Is that something we might see more of?
Yes, I think yes. Yes, I think he was very good. He played so well. Yes, yes, because I think the signal that is giving us in the training session, you can see and you can feel that you can trust in that position.
Okay, Emma.
Hello.
Hello.
You talk about the importance of a top 4 finish. How confident are you at the moment that you will finish in the top 4, particularly as the teams that are chasing you seem to be slipping up at the minute?
I believe in ourselves. I believe and I have faith and believe that it's in our hands now to be on the top 4. But in the same time, never confident. I don't like the word confidence. I think trust, being tough with ourselves and believe in ourselves, that is completely different than to be confident. When you are confident, you make yourself weak. I think it's so important to understand that for our player and for our player to have the possibility after to compete in our best Tuesday. Tomorrow we must be 200%, not 100, 200% focusing in give our best again West Ham. Some people is going to fall asleep, sleeping here. So tired. Some problems last night? Happiness night, no? Difficult morning, no?
Mauricio, what have you made of West Ham?
No, I think I was watching all the game, and of course in the last two games they competed really well. It was very difficult for Chelsea to win the game, and of course they deserve much more. Again, they were much better than Manchester United, and of course they have very good player. And on the end, we are going to meet a manager that we admire a lot. I admire a lot. I think he's one of the greatest managers on the world, Manuel Pellegrini, and of course we know very well that it's going to be so tough to beat them. But we are going to play for big things. To achieve the top four is going to be fantastic for us on the end of the season, and that is why I expect a very tough game.
Now, derbies are different, but Tottenham's London derby record over the last 3 seasons is excellent. So what's the key to winning a London derby?
No, I think the key is to play with your heart, is to play giving your best. It's so passionate, the game, the derby are so passionate. We know very well what it means for the fans, and hope and I wish to have a very good performance that provide us or to put us in a very good position to get the 3 points, because for us it's massive to get the 3 points tomorrow. Thank you.
Have the cameras off now. Thank you.